There is this trending video of Pastor Adeboye, where he said politicians are gearing up and then, bragging about 2023. How many of them are sure or certain that they are going to still be around in 2023? He also asked, how many of you are actually sure that there will still be Nigeria in 2023? I'm going to tell you a bit about MENA, the pension fraudster, pension fund fraudster that stole money from pensioners, and they eventually sent him to jail. Maiyegun. I'm just waiting for the rest of our team to join us. This is Temple of Truth tonight. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Share the broadcast. Invite others who give them time to join us.
This is 2021. Some people are already getting ready to kill themselves over 2023. And they don't even know whether there will be 2023. They don't even know if there is 2023, whether they will still be around. There's nobody here who can say for sure that we will still be around by tomorrow. Nobody. It is God who determines who will still be around by 2023. Somebody said to me, sir, who do you think should be president in 2023? I said, president of where? He said, president of Nigeria. How are you sure there will be Nigeria in 2023? How are you sure? Can you swear? I pray there will be, so don't misquote me. But are you sure? Are you sure?
It is what Nigeria has become. A country of pretenders. A country of deniers. A country of vampires with no human feelings, but continue to pretend to be humans. Baba Adeboye quickly said, I am not saying there will be no Nigeria, but are you sure? How I wish Baba can just be so straightforward. Say it. Like those prophets in the Bible who said the truth to these monstrous rulers of their time. Say it. With what you know. Apart from what God told him. With what he knows. With what Nigeria is right now. How many of you can beat your chest and tell us that the way Nigeria is going right now, it is going to last for another 10 years without war? How many of you? Baba Adeboye and all the elites, they know. But they can't really say it. You know why? Because they are part of the system too. It is a system of you scratch my back, I scratch yours for you. I've been nobody so that talk you scrub mine, I scrub yours. I've been a scratch or whatever. They can't tell the truth to the people. But they can use rhetorical question to tell you the truth. Because it's true. Nigerians are already gearing up towards 2023. majority are pretending that all these killings, all this massacre, all this genocide, all this kidnapping, all this insecurity, in fact, all this ruined and destroyed the economy. They will all just disappear once 2023 comes and everybody will just move on. But the likes of, anyway, I mean, I've told you, right? You will be disappointed if you are here to jot down, what do you call it? If you are here to jot me down word for word, you will be disappointed. Most of what I'm going to say, right? Most of them are pretty much, I'm talking about the English now. For those of you who wants to help me out, I just said something there about scratching my back or scrub your back. Na idea, na it matter. Abibeko, princess, what do you think? The idea, you got what I'm saying anyway. They believe that maybe it's just going to go away. But the elite knows that this is not going to go away. You cannot pray your way out of it. Where is Nigeria going to? If they ask you. Just today, they told us that, yesterday, by the way, they told us the arrival of the ISIS, Islamic States of Iraq and Syria, ISIS fighters from Chad, from Libya, from Niger, as if to say they are not already in Nigeria. Well, their news media announced it. And they said they are going to start staging some never seen before attacks from Borno down to Abuja, from Abuja down to Kogi, from Kogi down to the eastern Nigeria, down to western Nigeria, as if to say we are not there yet. They are making it look like something just coming. No, it's already here. There's no border to hold them. Nigeria could have been a country that works. Look at what happened in Anambra. I'm going to use them as a template quickly. The Igbo people, if you allow them, if to say Nigeria is a country that respects everyone's traditional, ancestral territories, right? The Igbo people, the Biafrans, they will probably have started they would have their own political party. They have their own bank. They will have their own economy being built right there in eastern Nigeria. They will have almost everything, including the way they are governed. Look at what happened in Anambra. APC, Egbekegbe, wanted to catch on the, they wanted to catching on the sit-at-home of IPOB to create a diversionary chaos, which they actually tried, but it was never in any way able to overshadow what the call-off of the sit-at-home contributed to that election. Now, what happened? APC came to outwit PDP. Two of them, National Party, and they ignored ABGA. In fact, the deputy governor of Anambra State decamped to APC. Half of the Anambra House of Assembly decamped to APC. Almost half of ABGA members, according to the report we received before the election, decamped to APC to collect APC money. The deputy governor said APC priced him right. That is why he had to join them. But when IPOB said, you know what, we no longer have any stake in this election, whether they call it, I mean, whether they conduct it, whether they rig it, it's none of our business anymore. You, our people, just stay safe wherever you think you can be safe. If you want to go to their polling unit, if you feel safe there, it's up to you. If you don't, stay at home. And that is exactly what happened. Both things happened that day. While PDP and APC were trying to outwit themselves, the Biafrans still gave that their trust to ABGA, a political party that could have been named Biafra Political Party, or Biafra Redemption Party, or Biafra Liberation Party, or Biafra Independence Party. Any name they want to give to it. And every Igbo person including those who are actually not Igbos. They will be attracted to the ideology, the ideal that brings them together. If Nigeria was a country, Yorubas, we the Yorubas, we would have had probably more than 4 or 5 political parties that are only for the Yoruba interest and ideology only. We could have just been on our own, run our things. And same thing applies to the people of the Middle Belt, the people of the core North. They would have just be on their own. And the identity that is now a crisis, identity crisis today, that majority of us are suffering from, to defend Nigeria or not to defend Nigeria, to feel bad when you see that Nigeria, people say Nigeria should break up, to love Nigeria from abroad. All these old feelings, all this lost identity, all this identity crisis. If Nigeria was a country, that would have been taken care of. Biafrans would never feel intimidated that a northern party is coming to take over their states with jihadist agenda. It wouldn't have been. It would have been easier to explain Biafran ideology to an average Biafran in Biafra land if that territorial ancestral boundaries were respected. But Nigeria is not real. It's not a real place. It is a complete chaos where those who pretend to be smarter, right, are taking advantage of the gullible, promising them that you can be free, you can be free. Meanwhile, there's nothing freer in Nigeria. Even the air you breathe now in Nigeria is pretty much like borrowed, because majority are now living on the borrowed time. A system that is so collapsed that can't conduct an election. They said, this is part of the failure. When they ask you, where do you think Nigeria is headed? Where do you think Nigeria is going to? Right? An institution and an umpire paid to conduct just elections. Their job is to work with numbers, visible people that are registered to vote, right? To bring credibility into your election. At least let it start from the political process that produces all the candidates. That is a story for another day, right? But they finally said, oh, in order to make election credible in Nigeria so that people can begin to trust election, right? And maybe people can begin to say, why don't we elect people that can promote Yoruba nation at the National Assembly, State Assembly, governors and all of them? Why can't we just raise money for this and that? The political process that will produce the candidates, as well as the the electoral process that will eventually produce the winner, all flawed. This is a recent example, Anambra election. They have over 2.5 million people registered as registered voters in Anambra. The total votes cast in Anambra, this last Anambra election, in 18 local government, because the election didn't hold in one local government, Ihala. They canceled election in another local government, making it 2 local government they canceled. There is election result for the 18 local governments in Anambra, conducted by the INEC of Nigeria. Yeah? 2.5 million people. Only 290 something thousand people came out. Just under 300,000. That is just about how much? 11% of the registered voters. People were able to vote. Only 11% came out. 89% of the voters who are eligible to vote, which INEC said they have their record, they didn't come out to vote. Despite that, you will think, okay, the only problem they may have is when they count large numbers. This is an election where in a single local government, a winning party, ABGA, they will say ABGA won this local government. The total vote of ABGA in this local government is 3,000 votes. PDP, 1,000. APC, 500. That means 4,500 people came out to vote in that local government. How does that then connote inconclusive election? How do you trust a system that way? How do you convince people that asking for, saying we are not interested in any election, we don't want to be part of it because it's all scam, it's all fraud? The result is predetermined before the end, before the conduct of the election. If you don't trust the process, If a process is so rigged, right? How can you trust such? And then how can you believe or trust the product of that process? So INEC, as usual, they did what they used to do. Inconclusive election in Anambra. Right? The winner of the election, Charles Soludo, the one that is leading right now anyway, is leading by about 55,000 votes. His own total votes, Soludo's total vote is about 105, 106,000 in the entire Anambra. But if Nigeria was a country, INEC should not be conducting election in any part of Nigeria. No. INEC should be collating election results from across Nigeria. Let me give you an idea of what would have helped Nigeria. If Nigeria had adopted the parliamentary system of government, you know what that means? It simply means every region, right? It doesn't matter what the size or it doesn't matter. Every region of that Nigeria, right? They will have every representative that is as valuable. Let me put it this way. A representative from Odo-Ogbolu, right, is as powerful as the representative of somewhere in Kano. So when you have that kind of parliamentary system, it then means that people can then send their representatives through every respected or the the political party they believe in. They don't have to go and pay homage to any godfather in Kano like you do right now. If you want to be governor of anywhere, as we speak now in Nigeria, especially from southern Nigeria, you need to begin to mingle with these northern terrorists and their what do you call them? And their emir and sultan. You need to begin to pally them. You need to begin to be their friend because they can help you influence things, not just influence your way into any political party that can field you. They can also help railroad and fund your election so that when you finally arrive, even though the Ondo people voted for you, but by the time you get to Abuja, you'll be fighting for the people of Zamfara. You'll be shouting one Nigeria, because you know it. The people who brought you, that's what they brought you to do. But when you have a working system whereby everybody have to send their representatives through a clean system, and most of the time in the parliamentary system of government, the rural areas, they don't trust the bigger parties. What does that mean? It means that you can have Oduduwa Independence Party. You can have Biafra Independent Party. You can have Ijaw Nationalists in the Independence Party. You can have any party. You can have Christian Association Party of Yoruba Land. You can have Ogboni Party of of this place. You can have any name. If you appeal to any community, you will go and represent them in that parliament. Now, what does that mean? It means that usually there is no bigger party that brings any majority. There is nothing like a winner takes it all. It gives opportunity for everybody to be heard. It gives opportunity for everyone to be respected. It gives an opportunity for everyone to be involved. So nobody can just come and say, if you try anything with us, we'll deal with you. You are just dot in a cycle. Oh, we control the military. Nobody will control anything. Well, they said no. It's against the North. Yes, you can have United Igbo Republic. You can have any political party. So, when you have Biafrans, people will go, IPOB member, will enter everywhere. And they say, I am campaigning to be the representative of this district at the National Assembly. And my main mission is to go and push for Biafra. We have to get Biafra. I'm telling you about a process that can get people involved if Nigeria was a country. So don't don't get carried away that, Maiyegun, what are you talking about now? Because some of you prefer me to start telling you that we should fight. Again, don't make it look like we are just charlatans who have no idea of what we are talking about. Especially for those who believe that this whole thing is about ranting and not a way of educating the mind of people to understand why people are asking that you should demand for this, you should demand for that. It gives you the liberty, it gives you the freedom, it keeps you safe. But if you don't understand it, you are never going to agree with it. So tell me, if IPOB, for example, are able to get a very credible system, they won't need to appeal to any Igbo politician to defend the Biafra. They won't need that. They have the number, they have the reach, but the system is rigged. So imagine if they have that clean system where they are able to set up like somebody said, United Igbo Party. And some of you who are real Christians, you are able to set up Igbo Christian Liberation Party, Igbo Women's Party, where you will see men running on the platform of Igbo Women's Party. And everybody will say, if you want to win any vote from Biafrans, you need to tell them that you are going to fight for Biafra, and you must mean it. And that is why I don't like all these fights, when people don't understand what they are even fighting for. Attacking yourselves because you disagree on how things should be. There are many ways things should be. Groups with the same agenda, they can coexist without any rancor if they are indeed doing it for the people. Very easy. Imagine if they now have all of that in Igbo land and people win election. Honorable Okpara became Honorable Okpara representing Olu West, Olu South, or Anambra South in Abuja. Somebody that campaigned that he was going to Abuja to go and fight for Biafra. Do you think he will get to Abuja and start shouting "One Nigeria" and he will go back to Biafra? When he knows that there is no INEC to rig election for him, he will need to go and face the Biafrans. Do you really think that won't work if Nigeria was a country? Same thing in Yoruba land. It's the same thing in everywhere. It could be same thing everywhere. You see all this whole fight, all this whole, they are taking advantage of us, doing what they are doing it for us. I mean, attacking and they're calling us terrorists. It is because of identity crisis. Is Nigeria working? No. Is Nigeria going to work? No idea. It's never going to work. What should we do? At first, this particular one needs to go. What do you mean, Maiyegun? It means that you need to end this rigged one. How do we do that, Maiyegun? First, you should accept and agree that this is not working and it needs to go. Then you will agree with me that a foundation, a country without any foundation, which law should be the foundation of every country, law. And the people makes the law. Law does it. Law. It is not the law that makes the people. It's the people who makes the law. And when people respect the law, right, the people becomes the law themselves. When you violate it, you violate the foundation of what should be a lawful country. The constitution of Nigeria is fraudulent. No amount of patch, no amount of shake, no amount of amendment and what have you can make it right. It is not the people's constitution. It is the constitution, that same fraudulent constitution that gave the power to the likes of Bukwari and gang to commit genocide and still be welcome to, with a red carpet all over the world by the world leaders, because that constitution in Nigeria gave them that. So if you take that back, every other thing will make sense to you. Every other thing. Yorubas can build, because we have done it before. This is not a fantasy. This is not like you are dreaming. It's a shame especially for those who are in their 40s, in their 50s, those who actually witnessed a little bit of what it was like when you had the regional system of government, when nobody was giving an order that would jail anyone who is asking for their rights anywhere. We could build on that. But they said no. Nigeria is not working. The insecurity that they are trying to play down, people are playing that down because it hasn't happened to them yet. But what about the things that has happened to you? What about them? Living in denial, praying, right? 2023.
This is 2021. Some people are already getting ready to kill themselves over 2023. And they don't even know whether there will be 2023. They don't even know if there is 2023, whether they will still be around. There's nobody here who can say for sure that we will still be around by tomorrow. Nobody. It is God who determines who will still be around by 2023. Somebody said to me, sir, who do you think should be president in 2023? I said, president of where? He said, president of Nigeria. How are you sure there will be Nigeria in 2023? How are you sure? Can you swear? I pray there will be, so don't misquote me. But are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure? It's going to be 2023 in Jesus' name. That's Pastor Adeboye asking you, are you sure? Are you? A country where, God damn it. There's something called the Paris Club. That Paris Club is a lenders club, some countries that came together to borrow money to other countries. And then, Nigeria borrowed money from them. And they started deducting the money back from the states. So they over-deducted the money, the repayment back from Nigeria. So they now refunded the money back to Nigeria. So when they refunded that money back, they shared the money to the states. Malamu, a corrupt country, a very corrupt country, right? Malamu, which is the Attorney General of Nigeria, decided to bring about another legal thing, which he said before the money was paid to Nigeria, money that they deducted from Nigeria and they gave it back to Nigeria. Malamu now said they needed to pay 10% commission to the lawyers who helped them process the fund back to Nigeria. Since all the states don't collect money, share the money, loot them, steal them, do whatever. So Malamu is now telling them that they are owing $418 million. Do you know those Malamu want to pay the money to? They are the CPC lawyers, the Bokuari's party that joined the ACN plus a new PDP and the rest of them that formed APC. They are the cash cow. I mean, they are the big boys that is milking the cash cow. That's the Attorney General of Nigeria. However, another man, they call him Mena. Mena, under Goodluck Egbere, Jonathan was planning to, they said they wanted to reform the pension fund. Too much corruption. People who worked for Nigeria, retirees, unpaid. Meanwhile, their money is being used to trade among those who they gave the job of managing their fund. So they started looting and looting. Then Jonathan said he was bringing somebody to come and help him reform the place, digitalize it, blah, 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 blah. That person then was Mena, they call it Abubakar Mena or something, I'm not sure. Mena Mina came, started the gra like as usual. You know, that's what you know them for. They start the gra. They are doing reform. They are doing this. They are doing that. They are cutting out the real owners of the money. They are filling the whole space with the fictitious names, fraudulent names. While the real owners of the money, the retirees, are dying like flies out there in poverty. So finally, Kasala burst. Goodluck Ebere Jolantan said they should pick him up. And boom, 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 boom. Mina ran away. When Mina ran away, he came back immediately. That Bokwari became a president and APC. Egbekegbe came in. He came back. Probably was promised that he would be shielded and protected. We screamed. Somehow, but I said the deal he had with them, they didn't go through, right? So they decided to put him on trial for that fraud. At a point, his own son, who was also named in that fraud of stealing from retirees, old people that worked for Nigeria, because that's what Nigeria does to you. Nigeria steals from you, then blame you for complaining too much. Why can't you just pray for something better? Why do you always complain? Meanwhile, Nigeria continue to take from you until you die. They take and take and take, and they beat you for it, for screaming too loud, right? So Mena, son, who never worked in his life, right? But he's a billionaire through people's money, through the office of his father, who was handling the national pension of Nigeria. They've stolen over 5 billion naira within just 16 months in charge. And before the Kasala burst, and he ran away as a fugitive. So when he came back, his son, when they were trying to arrest his son, right? I mean, when they were looking for his father, one of his son, right, pulled gun on the EFCC boys that came to arrest his father. And he was arrested too. Meanwhile, he was actually involved. So they sent him to a jail of 14 years, just about last month or so, right? So Mena, today, they sent him to 61 years in jail, but he's going to run consecutively. You know, they said he's going to be in jail for 8 years. He's going to be on probation for 3, I don't know. However, now the guy be this today. Those who, they didn't collect the money from him, or they didn't get any money from him. As usual, just watch out when they are going to begin to paste his posters. He wants to be the governor of these northern states. And guess what? It will be that governor.
Said, you make sure you take care of him.
Let's not fight. We are journalists. I have my
When you say let's go. We are going like Press that lift. This one is open. Let's go. Who is this?
So that's him. He's a celebrity with lots of money, right? Outside the court, prison officials and the EFCC officials, they started fighting. Who is going to take him to prison? Somebody just got convicted. Is he not supposed to be going to prison? Waiting concern EFCC, but in Nigeria, where in Nigeria and the anyhowness, yeah, Nigeria and anyhowness, all right. Police clashing with prison warders clashing with the EFCC over who is to take the criminal to custody.
Said, you make sure you take care of him. He was telling them. He said, take care of him. So, I don't know what they're saying. He said, you make sure you give him DSS want to take it.
A very lawless country. That's what it is. That's Nigeria there, right? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be in court again on Wednesday. I hope many of you are aware of this, yeah? He's going to be in court on Wednesday, and we hope they will bring him to court again. And we also hope that this time around, yeah, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know, maybe he's been advised never to say anything, just, you know what I mean? But he's never a kind of person that will be so quiet. So on Wednesday, when they bring him to court, I hope he will manage to say something, especially on this social media field, social media attacks, social media, you know, all these things about IPOB. They are really not good to see, I have to say. You get what I mean now? So groups can work together for the same goal without any rivalry, without any attacks, without any abuses and all that stuff. The man that you want out, you know, can only come out to join a united family if all of you have the opportunity, you know, influence. Those of you who have influence in the Biafran struggle inside the IPOB, online and offline, I hope you begin to, you know, see with yourselves, reason with yourselves. Get what I mean now? And whatever attention the social media, you know, is giving to you right now, whatever attention that social media is currently, or traffic social media is currently bringing to you, I'm saying things all the time. I said, if we have a chance, for any reason, if we have any chance of making any change or any positive change on anything at all, yeah, we should always take it without having to think about ourselves only. It is for the for the positive good, the good of the generality of all, right? But I'm going to say, if a house that is a house against itself will not hold. Again, I hope that some of you will think about what is at stake. Okay, you would think about what is at stake, and you will mellow down on the attacks on yourself. We want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to court. We want to see those who said that IPOB, being a democratic organization, has shown that they are indeed peaceful organization, a peaceful movement that is non-violent and never a terrorist organization. They won't threaten you because there's no need of threatening you. And if you see anybody sending out threats in the name of IPOB, you can easily identify them, mischief makers or just some kind of attention seekers. Okay, there should be no reason for any threat over anybody. There's no reason for any attacks on anybody, right? Because the IPOB that has shown this, they have shown good faith. Do you get what I mean now? They have shown it. It is now left for those who were all loud and loud and loud in the days towards the Anambra election. Now that you have had your peaceful election in Anambra, even though INEC came out today to say the low turnout, IPOB should be blamed, but they won't say anyone who ever died or who got killed or any violence that took place during the election, IPOB should be blamed. Now that that is no longer on the table, yeah, can they just now walk the talk, what they said they would do or they were doing, the move they said they were making? I know so many people don't believe them. I understand that, but I am not somebody who don't like giving people benefit of doubts. And I hope they will do it now. Okay, we don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to spend the Christmas there inside the Daura Secret Service dungeon. We don't want him to be in custody of the Fulani terrorists in government before the end of this year. So if those of you who have been saying that IPOB should listen to other people's opinion, IPOB should choose the path of a negotiation, dialogue, and all of that, that's exactly what they have been asking for before Nigeria turned their hammer tank on them. All right. So those of you who have been saying all of that, those of you who have been preaching against the sister at home, the IPOB will continue to use their sit-at-home to pressure all of you who think, except when you need them, is the only time you want to pretend to defend or fight for them. So they're going to use it more. But if you don't want this, if you want this kind of peace, and I don't know if many of you have noticed as well, there's been a relative kind of this story of unknown gunmen attack on IPOB and the attack on people lately. There's been so kind of a reduction in that as well, except for the attacks that was reported from Enugu, where they said the Fulani terrorists came to attack a community in Enugu, and it was really, really bloody. But thanks to ESN, not even to your Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian military with their Operation Golden Dawn that they are doing in eastern Nigeria right now, could help repel the attack of all these terrorists in Enugu. But in the past 3 days or 4 days, we have not heard them scream about IPOB this, IPOB that. That is a sign of good faith. So then you should reciprocate that. Because if not, we are going to come back here and talk about them going back on their sit-at-home. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't show up in court on Wednesday, that is going to trigger people up, right? And I hope those who are in the leadership of IPOB, they know what is at. I believe they do know what is at stake, right? And I wish they can do same thing they are doing offline to do same online, bring everyone together and cut this whole crap of infighting, bragging, and all of that on social media. You can do better. I just thought I should tell you. Even Rochas Okorocha, no matter how much you know like him, he himself turned to miracle worker, a pastor, somebody who seems to be closer to God. Because when Nigeria happened to you, anything can happen. And with what you have been fighting for, right? Staying resolute, staying strong, staying together is so paramount. It doesn't matter how inconvenient it is. It doesn't matter how. I mean, if it's not for your ego, if your ego is not a problem, right? What is it going to cost you? Right, to sheath all your swords and face one front. DOS is those in charge of IPOB. Why is that so difficult? Well, it's difficult because you are. I mean, since the since the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many people have tried to fill in the gap, trying to be like him, and that's the mistake some of you are making. And because of that, you have been having different miscommunication from here and there, clashing communication, when all the problem is actually communication. You don't need to hate yourselves. You don't need to attack and tear yourselves into pieces. You don't need to, I mean, if you ask me, as somebody who is a friend of Biafra, that's what I would advise everyone. You don't have to. The problem here is communication. There must be so many other people in inside that DOS, especially those who are the think tank for IPOB and Biafra struggle. You can't all pretend that you don't see what is going on, all these attacks on yourselves and all of that, simply because of trust. The issue of lack of communication has led to the lack of trust, and the gap is widening every day, even though, just like other Nigerians, some of you are living in denial of that. Maiyegun, a family matter, we go settle them. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, we go settle them. Really? I hope so. But I wish you do it before it comes out. Okay? Especially if you know what is at stake. If any of you can begin to tell yourselves that we don't need all of this. We don't need all of that. Stop calling yourselves names. If you can do that, right? Maybe, just maybe, we can avoid whatever you are trying to fight, which is you're fighting an hegemony, something that you're fighting a system that doesn't even, that doesn't have any religion, have any tribe, have any culture, politics. They don't have anything. They just have one interest. And your brothers, your sisters are part of those that are going to stop you. You get what I mean now? Because Nigeria will pay them well. They believe. So if you have the few of us that are together, you don't tear yourselves apart. You don't push the rivalry and the rest of them. I mean, even Okorocha, the same Okorocha in Imo, the same Senator Okorocha, he humble. That's how Nigeria can happen to others. And I don't think you want what will happen. I mean, what will happen if you are divided to happen to you before you realize it? Don't take my advice, all right? I'm just speaking from my mind, all right? You'll still do what you have to do. But I hope you get the... Where's my Okorocha? It's something there. Unto the Lord,
My name is Daura Secret.
Where are you from?
From Anambra.
Well, you are smiling there. Why are you crying now?
Full of joy.
What do you do?
I am doing nothing. I'm just going around houses, washing. They'll pay me. My husband died. 2008, people with 2 children, 2 girls. So now I'm struggling for my first daughter, Black Valley. I don't even know how to start.
Unto the Lord, we are glory. Unto the Lord, we are glory. Now let me introduce myself. Please stand up. My name is Rochas. Have you met me before?
No, sir.
Sure. So what can I do for you? Unto the Lord. Has taken interest in your matter. Has taken interest in your matter. But now, to mark Papa's birthday, you collect 200,000 naira now cash. She can walk, and I'll take responsibility for our children education.
That's it. That's the service. It's a church service. A miracle happened. Somebody needed 9,000 naira for our daughter's education, and he decided to pick it up. I said, you are going to collect a 9,000 naira here today. And the woman fainted. That's a miracle. A miracle. She came to church and she prayed to God, and an angel walked in, and that angel was Reverend Senator Rochas Okorocha. And when the angel touched her with 18,000 naira, she received the spirit. Won't she thank God? That's the mockery I'm talking about. when politicians steal from you through the conglomerates of contraption called Nigeria, they take everything away from you. Then they walk back into your lives as miracle workers, as people who are willing to change your life. Do you know me? Do you know what I can do for you? I am Baba Gio, General Maiyegun of the Temple of Truth. Do you know me? They say, oh, Benny, who you be? Say, look at me very well. Me, Baba Gio, Temple of Truth. Do you know who I am? I can change your. Alaye ko shida no jare. Wait till they worry. Wait till Baba you smoke latrine, or I mean you smell latrine, or you smoke gum. Which will you be? Which level now? Okay, but when I show money, maybe they will say, okay. But if Tifnumbu comes and he says, Egbolu Atobi, Allahu Akbar, and he begins to read some Quran verses and he does around, he gives you the work card. Everybody does, okay. They'll say, this Tifnumbu is a God sent. That's something I don't like. It's fraudulent. It's manipulative. They can do better and cut this whole kind of, you know what I mean? They can, and but they won't, okay? Because even down in Ibadan, where in Oyo State, where we have had Iskilu, where Iskilu is on the loose, you know that we don't know where Iskilu is now. Iskilu Wakilu. That Fulani kidnapping warlord. I don't know if that's the right title. Kidnapping warlord. That escaped from Abolongo Correctional Facility or Correctional Center in Oyo. Do you know that nobody has come out to tell us that Wakili is here? All of you should stop saying fake news. It's been almost 2 weeks since you, or if not more than 2 weeks. So we have not heard from them. We don't know where Iskilu Wakilu is. Okay? But the APC, Egbekegbe, the people that are also there from Oyo State too, they are supposed to be the opposition to help us, to help us remind Sheyi Makinde that people are not safe. But because Bokwari himself in Abuja has already told everybody that your land or your life, the ways where they are doing their meeting today. I just thought I should show you. They are not discussing about the insecurity in Oyo State. It's none of their business. It's about 2023. Shitu is that one that was your minister of communication before it's a pandemic. You know that tabligh Shitu. That one that would dress is a fanatic. Is a fanatic Muslim. One of those that will bring jihad to Yoruba land in the future if he is still alive. Those are the people, the kind of the characters, the kind of is sad. Now, the guy be the former communication minister of Nigeria under Buhari, the one that would dress like a masquerade. Put his, that Shitu was dropped. He was supposed to be the governorship candidate before 2019. In fact, it was supposed to be the candidate. It thought he could be their candidate in 2019. Before the death of their former governor, Ajirebi. Now, those are the former governor, Akala, the former PDP governor for your state. All of them in the secretariat fighting old people, jobless, useless. And they are like that. You have them in PDP. Those are the people they call leaders. Do you understand? Those are the leaders. Jobless, unproductive people. Those who have used most of their youth, wasted their youth, unproductive, lazy about guys. They are now grandpas. They are fathers, grandpas, grandmas. That is what they feed on. If you talk about economy, waiting concerned with the economy, it is the money that they can get from that government. These are those they call leaders. So if I say, well, everything I've said right now to an average Buhari idiot, I have insulted their leaders. Those are the charlatans, their leaders. Those jobless scavengers. And they're everywhere. That people are being kidnapped or what have you? No. They are not going to fight themselves over that. That the young people are becoming jobless and jobless. Crime increasing, poverty increasing. No, they won't fight themselves over that. They'll fight themselves over who is going to have access to that money so that they can make more of you poorer and poorer. Only if you know. Gonna be everybody know. Dele Momodu. Chief Dele Momodu, the Ovation magazine publisher, former presidential candidate, and the new PDP recruit, came out today to tell us that, well, not today, yesterday, said the reason why Oloye Igboho has not been released by the Benin Republic government is because the Nigerian government continue to threaten them that if they release him, they have to release him back to them. Or if they release him, there will be consequences. That Obasanjo tried, despite Obasanjo said several visits. Obasanjo only visited Benin Republic once since the arrest of Oloye Igboho. But Chief Dele Momodu said we should not probably think they are not doing anything at all. And this is why I know they throw baby and bathwater out, especially when I know that I can only call people out here. I can only call out for support. I can only say, hey, let's try this or let's try that and all that. Physically, I can't really go there and make any changes. So even those that we don't like, they are likely going to be useful. And that's one thing I'm telling some of you. So I'm telling some of you, you don't need to name names, okay? When I say something about IPOB, you know what I'm talking about. You know the whole fight and all that I'm talking about, yeah? Or I don't need you to name names or make it look like it's about somebody or it's about that person. You have no idea of how many people that I actually, how many handles I actually follows. These handles who have a substantial followers, on social media for Biafran struggle. You have no idea how many of them I follow, right? So don't mention just one person or two person just because of what you think about them, okay? My points I'm making is that if you are one of those, right, who have no idea that, we are going to need ourselves. We can't divide ourselves. We can't throw the baby out there with the bathwater if we indeed know what we are doing, right? I have read the 48 Laws of Power many times, and there's always, there's always something that, there's this law, how to use your enemy, how to use enemy. Even if you feel like somebody is your enemy, on the other side of the political divide, you should never be so rigid or so ignorant that you can't turn them to be useful to you or to use them for your cause. When it was time for them to give conditions for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2017, the IPOB that would never have anything to do with all the politicians and all the politicians generally, Nigerians and all of them, the same IPOB had to agree, accept that a Nigerian politician, a Nigerian senator, the Nigerian politicians should put together his bail and fulfill his bail conditions. That's how you can use and make use of those you think are your enemies. So don't close doors. Don't be fanatic. Don't be, when you say something like, when you say anything, and then they will say, my friend, that person is an enemy. DOS is doing this and that. Be wise. DOS are giving the wrong order. The DOS are not talking to you. You see, you can disagree. I've told you, it's normal to disagree. It is better for you to call it, I disagree with the way they are doing it. It's normal than to go all out and condemn it beyond that, to the point that you are drawing sword, you are drawing dagger, you are drawing guns. You are ready to go after one another. You are not just like you are going for one another. I've said many things here now. Some of you are already mentioning some names because some of you have your own prejudices too. That's not my intention. My intention is for you to know that we know these things are happening. Then tell you that if you have no idea that in a struggle like this, you don't call people spy. You don't, if you have trust issue, right? If you have trust issue, you can't do anything that has to do with independent struggle, because you are going to sit down with your enemy. You cannot sit down with people that once ask you to be killed. But when your consistency and the game changes, they will have to sit in the same room with you this time around, not asking anybody to kill you, but they are asking you, what can we do to work with you so that we can stop all this crisis? It is that consistency. So you don't close your mind and start saying because you have trust issue, that person is this, that person is that. It doesn't work that way. That's the point I'm trying to make. Many of you have been, another reason why I keep mentioning this is this. I don't have a means diplomatically to make a change or make any difference. I don't even have the money. Or if somebody says, Obasanjo has the will, Gani Adams have the will, or Ni of Ife has the will, or any other person that they are pro-Nigeria, they have the will, the capacity to get Oloye Igboho out of the Benin Republic tomorrow. Even if they are not doing it now, there are ways I can talk about them without making them feel like we don't care if they have it, if they do it or not. People used to say we don't care if we don't care about the rest of Nigeria. Some Biafrans will say that before now. We will declare Biafra, we'll do this, we'll do that, and all of that. We don't need the Yorubas, we don't need the Hausas, we don't need the Fulanis. But of course you do. But it's just that what you will need them for is actually not to determine if you are going to get Biafra or not. It's going to determine how you are going to get it. So the choice is there. And they call it strategy. So irrational people can lead movement. I am somebody who is partly irrational. I have not matured enough to lead any movement or any organization or what have you. I tried it when I led a political movement that led young people into joining Green Party in 2019. But even before the election, I knew that it was a sham that would never last, because the people themselves have already become what we are trying to fight. So somebody like me who is a temperamental, who can be temperamental. I manage my temper, by the way, but I'm just saying, I know it myself. So if you have to deal with people of different attitude, different reason, different vision, different ambition, how to manage all of them and still be able to be called the leader, you must have a lot of distinct resistance in you that can absorb a lot of things. Most of them you have to ignore. These are the qualities of leadership. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, When he came back from when he was arrested in 2017, he changed the conversation. He started mingling with other people. He started building bridges with other groups. He started talking about other people from other places that are far away from Biafra, because he realized that because Nigeria, the way Nigeria is politically structured, and the interest inside and outside Nigeria, the interest of those who have interest in Nigeria, if you want to fight and dismantle them, you need to build and trust other people. You need allies. Look at it today. The Yorubas are demanding for Oduduwa Republic and Yoruba nation. Many young people are keying into it, asking for it. Many people are keying into revolution now, asking that Nigeria cannot continue this same way. Now, the same thing that you Biafrans were single-handedly fighting for, and so many people are calling you different names, calling you, attacking you, abusing you on social media, off social media. Almost everybody is doing it right now, but they give it different names. So what do? You leverage on that. You build bridges. When people find common ground and say, oh, the people of Middle Belt, right? They want to defend themselves, but Nigeria will not let them defend themselves. The people of Southeast, they want to defend themselves against terrorists, but Nigeria will not let them defend themselves. The people of Southwest, they want to defend themselves against this insecurity and fight this poverty, but Nigeria will not let them do it. So when these people find a common ground to build an alliance that will be bigger than those of you who are fighting for Biafra, will make Biafra come easier and less bloody. Isn't that better? And does that make Nnamdi Kanu? Does that make him a sabo? Would that make Nnamdi Kanu a sabo? Nnamdi Kanu had to fly to New York. Omoyele Sowore met with him. They sat together for almost 2 hours. They streamed it live. The same Nnamdi Kanu that you will never believe that will sit down with anybody in Nigeria like they are going to do it themselves. We are going to do it. You know what I mean? No, he realized that he has to work with other people. And if you have to work with other people, you have to trust them. If you don't trust them, don't work with them. And that's the crossroad where we are at right now, where we are trying to make everybody understand that whatever you are fighting for, whatever I'm fighting for, whatever you are lacking, whatever you have been marginalized of, everything you think is wrong, whatever way you call it, whatever name you give to your movement, right? If you found a common ground, you realize that you're fighting for the same thing. And yes, you can get what you want. Yes, you all can get what you want. But if you fight it, separately and, we will do it better. We'll do it better. You're never going to do it anything. Not good, not to talk of better. And that's what I'm trying to preach to all of you. When I speak on this temple, when I speak to you, I said, this is not a competition. Remember that. Open mind. Southerners should understand the North elites have a long-term mission, and every other person is only a willing tool to them. A willing tool. And people should understand what that simply means. It means that wherever you try to think you know, they know better, and they will counter it. Because through your division, they can see it. Don't think people don't. Social media may give you that attention now and all of that. Listen, they are seeing it and they will milk it. And you come back later and say, how come we can't be divided like this? Trust me if you ask me, yeah? The reason why on this Oloye Igboho issue, especially in Benin Republic, the reason why I won't come here and, you see, when I did the video on or Ooni of Ife, if for those who have seen that broadcast, I said that broadcast was not there to bash Ooni or to attack or abuse him, but it's just to please educate Ooni, so that if the Nigerian system has made Ooni of Ife to forget that he's the spiritual, spiritual leader of the Yoruba people, of the Oodua people, maybe we should remind him that he should never take a message from the Fulani terrorists back to the Yoruba people, like Bukwari told him to go and warn Sunday Igboho. I won't come here and spend hours and ridicule Ooni of Ife the way some of you would love to see, because it's not going to help anybody. It won't help Oloye Sunday Igboho. Every day you sleep in that place is a day that all of us should rule. A day that we should always be like, it's a cursed day for those who put him in that place. And a day, every night he sleeps there. So anyone who can get him out, just like I told you on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there right now before you begin to say, who are those who sold him out? Who are those who did this or that? Can we just get him out of that place first? Even if the devil have to give his own left arm for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get out of that place, let him get out first. Because before now, I never really worried about the succession and the survival of IPOB. If anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But what I have witnessed in the past 5 months, the characters, the attitude, the positions of different kinds of people on the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, things that has happened since his abduction, it worries me, and it should worry you too. Last month when we were in Glasgow, when we were just in Glasgow, raising awareness and doing our solidarity rally for the victims of terrorism in Nigeria and for the victims of the terrorist government in Nigeria, for the freedom and the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Oloye Igboho. Some of my Biafran brothers, they approached me and they spoke at length. They said, you see that online division you're seeing? All those rivalry attacks and abuse you see online, Maiyegun, we are witnessing it offline. Our people are divided. When we call meetings, instead of us to sit down and discuss how we can, promote and the progress of Biafra in Glasgow, in Scotland generally, we are going to use 90% of our time arguing on those who have done this, who have done that, who have not done this, who have not done that, on this issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra. At the end of the day, we have no conversation, we have no meeting, we have no conclusion, Maiyegun. And this is one of the reasons why when you said that, when you called out for this protest, Biafrans are people that when they heard about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will come out. But let me tell you something. This division of online is affecting people offline too. People are meeting on the street, they are meeting everywhere. They are still carrying out that division like, oh, you are for this person, I'm for that person. Hello. So if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, or why I decided to really talk more about unity by first mentioning what some of you call your division, I was expecting that by now there should be some leadership in DOS. They don't talk much. In fact, if not because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not around, that is the moment you want to see or you want to hear from the DOS. They don't have to talk all the time. That is the job of some of you. Some of you are better talkers. Some of you have better, you are better, speech givers. You speak well on your videos. People love you. They listen to you. Your job is to reassure the people, tell them about the progress being made, tell them about what they need to do, how they need to remain together, energize them, encourage them, tell them to continue to win souls. Things, these are the things you should be doing. The only people that should be left with anything like order, command, or what have you, let them do it. You get what I mean now? Some people actually work and make that name what it is today. Sorry if you have anybody that is disturbing you. I want everyone to express themselves, right? But you can do so without attacking yourselves. Because if I'm talking about don't attack yourselves simply because you don't agree or you disagree about something, then you shouldn't be doing it under that same broadcast if you are actually listening. But some of you won't listen, and I understand. But you are going to understand this too. This is not a competition. This is not a rivalry. This is not me versus you. This is not us versus them. You get what I mean now? The people that brought all this to us, this whole conversation we're having right now, they are not as divided as you and me. I don't know how people see things, but that's how I see things. That's what I've learned. That if you want to make any progress, through your cluster system, networking system, a cluster style kind of grassroots mobilization. You leave command for those who should be doing it, right? You can disagree with them, right? But your job is to make people understand sometimes why such decisions are made. You don't go against them, not publicly, to the point that you are now expecting the people to understand what you mean. People won't understand. People want people who are consistently giving them the right information. When they turn on their camera, when they turn on their TV, they want somebody to give them right information about Biafra. Okay, but if you turn on or to give them right information about the Yoruba nation, okay, so it is always better to just give them what you know, right? It works that way. But if you turn around and you make it about yourself, before you know it, you will be misleading the same people that you are trying to keep in track. And you probably will mislead yourself too. This is not a competition. This is not a game. This is a real life stuff. Every decision taken actually costs lives. It's called a life and death decision, between life and death. You get what I mean now? So I hope open mind. You say Rochas has done his part as a willing tool while he is now back to normal. But his people have been killed, and the next willing tool whose danger is in. It's the same thing. But they cannot be dislodged if the people want it. I've told people, I said, listen, we can talk from now till tomorrow. I'm glad that so many people are more kind of they are becoming more open-minded. I like people who are open-minded. Don't be so close-minded or so rigid. There are things that people can suffer from without knowing. One of them is that if you have a trust issue, it's a big problem. You're never going to be open-minded. When you were the type that keep telling people to, my friend, be careful, you know, are you a friend to that person? Are you now a friend to that person? Say, yes, it's my friend. You better watch. You know, there is a Yoruba man. You better be careful. You know, there is an Igbo woman. You better be, you know, the kind of people like that. It's not being smart. Some of you don't know, right? It's not being smart. It's a problem that so many people are really suffering from. Nigerians suffer from trust issue generally. A lot of people suffer from trust issue. Some of us, we started learning to trust, because if you want people to trust you, you have to trust them too. So when we begin to now see that whatever we call our differences, if we look at it very well, they were supposed to be our strength. Yes, they are supposed to be. There shouldn't be any kind of rivalry, because you see, these guys, they are united in what they do. So you see that force, that's the energy I want to see. That same force, that same energy that pressured them that they couldn't, right? Keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu away from the court, because they are like, we don't know what this is going to be like. We don't know what this is going to be like. They had to bring him to court the last time. That's the kind of energy I want to see. Not the energy that will make some of you feel like some people feel like they own Nnamdi Kanu. Some people feel like they own IPOP. Listen, let people feel what they want to feel. How do you feel? How do you feel? That's what I ask people. And some people feel like they can control anybody. Some people think that they own the world. I'm like, calm down. Maybe all this, some people, there are things that are actually going up inside your head. How do you feel about this whole thing? Most of the time, people would talk about how people feel. When you ask them how they feel, they don't have answer. And it is the fear of, because they don't have answers of how they feel. If you want this, how do you feel? Because they don't have that answer. They don't know how to answer that. Because they don't know how they feel. But they are so angry. The only feeling they can feel is what they think, what other people think, or what other people feel. Some people feel like they control IPOB. Some people are there to make money. What if all these things that you think, what if they are just in your head? What if your reaction, your emotion, your everything towards all of this whole thing that are making you lose all this kind of focus, what if they are just things going on in your head and nobody's thinking what you think they are thinking? Sorry if I'm confusing you. I'm not trying to confuse you. What I'm trying to say here is that you must want something, right? Before you can say, I'm going to go get it. Sometimes you have to want it. You have to want it. That energy, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. That energy is what every platform on Biafra, right, should indeed be promoting. Not energy on this person is this, that person is that. Especially for some of you who actually know yourself. So, it's a shame that some of you actually know yourself very well. You were friends, but this abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has brought so much, and the things that has happened, the old things that happened there since then, they make me kind of worried. If anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what is the future of IPOB? Are these the people that are going to manage IPOB? Maiyegun, don't worry about that. IPOB is a god. Oh, come on. Let's be serious, please. Let's get serious for a second. Look around you. Are these the people that are going to succeed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and keep everybody together? Pointing fingers, blaming yourselves, attacking yourselves, printing pictures, posting fake news about yourselves, giving fake tweets, lies, so many things just to tear yourselves down. If anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow, you that could call his own brother, you called this brother Kanuta Kanu, you called this brother a saboteur, you called this brother a soldier, you said this brother sold him out. Is that not scary to some of you who are genuinely freedom lovers? Are you not worried? So I would expect those who are like elders inside that DOS, even though I know the two talk, we don't need press statements. Call everybody, give them the attention they need. Don't block anybody from accessing the page of Biafra. Give them the access. Give them the recognition. Call them to order. They are the foot soldier. They are those who make this, they are those, all of you watching me right now. You are the people who make this interesting. You are the people who make this conversation to continue going and going on all platforms, right? So the DOS can make a bit of a truce, yeah? We need that energy. We need that energy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should never spend the Christmas in that place. He must never spend New Year in that place. But we can't do it divided. All this command and all this different shade of attacks on social media, you can cut it, please. And the DOS should possibly do something about that too. I mean, why not? When Nnamdi Kanu is out, we'll see the direction it says Biafran struggle will go. But for now, use your platforms. Preach peace. Preach friendliness. Sheath your swords. Talk to yourselves as brothers and sisters. Stop gaslighting yourselves. Stop attacking yourselves. Do something that you will feel proud of. The brotherhood. Something that keeps you safer than being divided. It is the same thing I am doing, right, on Maiyegun's diary Politico, to make you understand that no matter how much we disagree, we are still going to need ourselves. The criminals that put us in this state, trust me, they are not as divided as you and I. It is our division that gives them power, right? I've done so much on Maiyegun's diary Politico to make my friends get to know that we need the revolution now too. We need everyone that is standing up against impunity, against injustice in Nigeria. We need everyone who has woken up enough, courageous enough to take a stand against the rigged system of Nigeria. Whatever they call their movement, whatever they call their agitation, whatever they call their activism, I mean, as long as it is against the system that is killing the Biafrans, killing the Yorubas, killing the Middle Beltans, killing the Hausas, even killing the Fulanis that we grew up knowing as Nigerians. You see, the politicians up there, despite the fact that they are mostly the Fulani Hausa, the northern oligarch, yet they watch their people getting slaughtered, killed like they are absolute nothing. You get what I mean? So if they could watch their own people getting slaughtered this much, how much more of us? They don't give a damn. So if we can get united, destroy a system that gives them that power, in breaking it up, we discover ourselves. You realize it is easier that way to get Biafra. It is easier that way to get Yoruba Nation. It is easier that way to get everything you want. I mean, when those who are stopping you no longer have the power to stop you. Or if we continue to divide ourselves one after the other, when are we going to make up the team? When are we going to make up that united front? Use your platform rightly. I don't attack people who speak against tyranny. I don't attack or use my platform to criticize anyone who is upright enough, standing against the crooked system of Nigeria. But I can send my own message to them by saying, please don't destroy what you are working to build. Don't let ego overrule you. I am Maiyegun. I am nobody's disciple. I'm nobody's descendant. I'm nobody's loyalist. I am a one-man mopo, the general overseer of the Temple of Truth. I have brethren, lovely people who have, voluntarily said, you are the GO of the Temple of Truth. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go and start the Southern Nigeria Independence Group because I have people who listen to me on social media or off social media. I would rather use this to help those who have been doing it enough, those who have paid the price, who are still paying the prices today. I mean, I will use my platform to make it easier for them. Nigeria is spending billions to make sure that their voice is continually drowned. So please use your platform too. Let's keep these folks together. Let's bury every kind of egocentric and self-centered mission in mission, as they say, mission inside mission. You know what I mean now? So somebody is asking me about the updates on the Oduduwa struggle. Listen, when I have update on that, I will give it to you. I am not a member of Oduduwa Nation campaign. You need to be very clear about that. Maiyegun General, Maiyegun's Diary Politico is not a member of any of this movement. But guess what? I am a supporter of every one of them, especially the non-violent one. That's why I speak about them. I am not the mouthpiece or spokesperson for Yoruba Nation. And that's why I keep correcting some other people too. Don't come to me and say, well, Maiyegun, you are a journalist. You need to investigate this. I'm not a journalist, right? I am not what you probably make up on your head. And I continue to remind you, okay? So it's just that I'm so good. When I talk about all these things, I don't just talk about them. It is after what I have checked, spoken to people about, researched on, things that are verifiable. I don't make things up. So when I have updates on the Oduduwa Republic, right, of course I'll share that with you. I mean, the Oduduwa Republic campaigners are also listening and they are watching, and we hope they have an update for us, right? So thank you so much to every one of you who took out time today. I thought I could take calls. I'm sorry, I won't be taking any calls, okay? So, you see, I said it earlier, I said, leadership is responsibility. Instead of me to criticize those who are doing their best to continue to fight and defend Yoruba land, when the politicians in Yoruba land continue to take advantage of that to enrich themselves with little or nothing, with the little resources they have made you and me to become so interested in the Yoruba Nation agitation, the struggle, the campaign, and all, in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So even if I feel like they are not moving fast enough, it is not my job. It is not the right thing to do to start criticizing them, to start attacking them, to start questioning them. We can only encourage them and support them. And when the time came just this year to raise money for different causes, in Yoruba land for the Yoruba agitation awareness. I used my platform to support those who were raising millions for the cause of the Yoruba nation. That's what I would do, supporting them. You see? So maybe with time, if I now feel like I want to go and make a difference, I will need to go and join them. When I join them, I have to also follow the rope. You get what I mean? Now that's leadership. Because if you want to lead, right, you must be willing to follow too. So that I have a platform talking about Yoruba nation, talking about, I'm not actually just talking about Yoruba nation, I talk about everything. You know that. I talk about everything. And I talk about everything passionately and with facts, right? So I'm following those who are doing the job now. So a time may come that they will say, you see this Maiyegun is going to be a very, very useful this. We have seen his dedication, his contribution to Ilana Omoodua, not just because he's talking about it on social media. Maiyegun, come and lead Yoruba nation. Come on, man. Some people are already doing it. You give them that support. If you feel like you want to make a difference, you want to change how they are doing it, you will join them. When you join them, you learn the rope, you follow to some extent. Then if the chance for you to lead comes, then you can lead. You can't do it from outside. You can abrogate some importance and relevance to yourself. I am not that kind of person that actually arrogates all this kind of relevance to myself because they don't exist. They are not real. But if I want to make them real, if I want you to begin to see me as the Yoruba nation agitator and there, you know what I mean? I will display my Ilana Omoodua or Yoruba Global Directorate ID card. I will display any group ID card and I will say, I am now a member. One day I will just come here and say, I have been appointed as the PRO of Ilana Omoodua. Oh yeah, I have been, you know what I'm talking about? That's leadership, that's a process, but I'm not part of them. So if I have anything to offer them, I pass it on to them. The only thing I can really do for them, which they need so much, is what? To use my platform to let all of you to know about them and what they are doing. What is Yoruba doing about Yoruba nation? I'll say, come on, go there, ilanaomoodua.org. Go and search online right now. You will see a lot of updates, what they have done, the memorandum of independence, article of independence they drafted, everything. Go there. ilanaomoodua.org, ilanaomoodua.com. Go online and Google them. You will see things. Some people are already doing it. If we want them to do it faster, maybe all of us should go and register and join them so that we can take positions there and we can change things. But I'm not going to sit down here and start saying they are not doing it right. What is all this nonsense? My friend says I should lead. I can lead now. I am Maiyegun now. What nonsense? Something where we say, now moment. Agbeke, if Agbeke is going to have a baby next year, yeah, it simply means I have to do some back massage more. I have to worry about, a lot of things. And therefore, if my friends on social media says, Maiyegun, you should come and say, no. That's not how it's done. Okay? Some people have already sacrificed a lot. They've sacrificed everything. You may not appreciate them, but some of us appreciate them because without them, we will not probably be talking about Ilana Omoodua, Yoruba nation. All the rallies you saw, we probably will never be witnessing them. You and I can just be suggesting and talking. So what we need to do is to support them. We should tell the whole world what they are doing. We should tell every one of you to support them, to back them. That's what we can do. If we want to make any difference, if I want to make any difference in Ilana Omoodua, I talk to them, right? I will talk to them as well. I say, yeah, but it doesn't mean that they will listen to me. Or maybe they will listen to me. But that's just all about it. But I can't come here and say, we have to declare 1 week protest in Yoruba land. Who gave you that? I would rather use my platform to support to support a already made group who have the capacity to mobilize. Even when they have no money, they are still mobilizing. I would rather use my platform to say, Ilana Omoodua, we no fit declare 1 week protest in it. Say, hey, Maiyegun, do you think we should do it? I'm just saying that we should announce it now. Yeah, we'll use all our platform, we'll mobilize. Let's declare 1 week protest. You get that now? They say, hey, okay, you know what? We're going to schedule a meeting for tomorrow, 4 p.m. Will you mind attending? I say, of course now. And they say, group talk. Hey, Maiyegun, this is Baba, this is Chief, this is Mr., this is a doctor, this is a professor, all these people are Ilanomo, Udua, this and that. Can you repeat what you told me? I'll be like, Moki Gbogbo Leo, Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Oloye Sunday Igboho yìí, mo fẹ́ suggest pé kí ká declare 1 week protest. Then they will now weigh the pros and cons. Everybody will contribute. If they agree, you just read it in the news tomorrow. Ilanomo Odua, they declare 7 days protest. She be in the name of Ilanomo Odua. Me, I will now come here and I will say, yes, 7 days protest. I will begin to tell you about the protest. All of you will be like, hey, Maiyegun. You say, Maiyegun. That's why I like listening to you, Maiyegun. I didn't understand this protest that this Yoruba want to protest. I don't understand it, but you just broke it down for me now without knowing that Maiyegun is one of those who influenced them from the behind the scene to declare the 3 days protest. That's the kind of things we should be doing. We should not be grandstanding. We should not be trying to make a position and take a position that run contrary to other people who have been doing it simply because we think they are not doing it right. It will divide us. It won't get us where we are going. It will slow them down. And most of us don't really have what it takes to really push like them. I just thought I should add that too. Anyway, I'm going to try and possibly take us tomorrow if I come back tomorrow. Share the broadcast and then invite your friends. If you are just joining me, which one is this now? Which one is gossip? I beg you. Anyway, I'm going to see you some other time. Okay, so before you go, just let me click that like under that video on YouTube. I want you to also, please, subscribe on there if you can. If you haven't already, anyway, subscribe, set your notification on, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow. When you see some of this replay and premiere on Maiyegun's Diary tomorrow, remember to watch them if you miss any of them today. I hope you'll be able to answer Baba Adeboye. Are you sure that there will be Nigeria in 2023? Well, it's up to you. So thank you so much for your time. And good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.